Hi everyone, it's Sarah, thanks for joining me. And today we're going to be making one of these tags. I got a bit carried away playing, and maybe you will too. But it just shows, I think, how different these tags come out each time, because we're spritzing water, we're printing with stencils, we're stenciling through stencils actually this time. I thought I'd step out into that element of stencil use. And we're going to be using our latest release shadow pods. I just adore these. They're tiny. I mean, that's smaller than my fingernail, and tall and thin, and I just think they're so delicate, and they're perfect for using up your scraps of card that get left over from card making or book making or whatever. We end up with little scraps, don't we? So that's what we're using up. So these tags were 9.5 centimetres by just over 2.5 centimetres, about 2 3/4, just for help with sizing. And I'm using both Sundance and Sahara yellows. I think I originally just used the Sahara, but because I've re-inked it, it's got a bit darker. So we're going to do a bit of a combination with both of those, and some nice splattering of water and ink, etc. So here's my little piece. And to start with, I'm just going to get an acrylic block to get some ink down and onto the tag. Now you can use your mats. I just find it much easier from a cleaning up point of view, I think, mainly, and I'm not getting myself in a right mess point of view, but you do how it works for you. So we get a bit of ink on there, might want a bit more. I'm quite enjoying leaving some white space on here. Just put that to the side. Get my heat gun out and my water spray in my other hand. So give that a bit of a blast, and I might come back in a second with another splodge. Let's just pick up another layer maybe. We've not got much on that edge, have we? But you can see how quickly these things just become different. I'm going to wipe that off. Just to one side for a sec. Now, as I was spritzing the water, I thought, oh, do you know what? Another fun layer might be is using one of my spray bottles of water with some of the re-ink. Now, last time I used these in a spray bottle, I added some sparkle. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to give the lemon drop is quite pale. Now this bottle's about the same size as this one, but I'm going to give it a really good squirt. So not even droplets, that was a really good squirt of yellow. And as Joe would probably say, there's a good sample of yellow snow there. So what I'm going to do is, just like how I used the water a second ago, I'm going to do the same but with my bottle of yellow. And it just seems to give a bit more of a texture. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz that yellow through my stencil, and then do the same thing, flip it over. Now normally I'd use my kitchen roll for this, but it's so small I might as well use my fingers. See, gorgeous bits on there. And as you can see, it's picked up. One of the benefits of, I do wipe my stencils over, but it does pick up bits from before, colours I've used previously. So I don't know whether you can see, hopefully you can see a bit of the printed image of the stencil, and there's also a bit of a shadow from where I spritzed through. Now that's dry. I'm going to bring back the stencil. I might just give it a bit of a wipe. in the middle bit. Okay. I'm just going to, I'll use this edge because I know I've not got that dark. I'm going to use my Sahara and just give it a bit of a tickle, because I say it's a freshly inked ink pad. It's almost like a browny yellow, which I think just suits the these seed pods. So that's Divine Stencil. We talked about our favourite stencils in the Facebook group recently. That was probably third. I didn't mention it at the time, but I think this is up there with some of my favourites. So let's get a text stamp. This one is Believe in the Magic and Pine Cone. I'm going to stamp it off a little and then hints of it over the tag. So I'm doing it really lightly, and like you see, I'm not using a block because I just want hints and fragments of that text. So there we go, we're ready to stamp our shadow pods. We'll do the tallest one first, and I'm stamping with Pine Cone. These are also great, they're very, you can bend them. Let's put that one there. I'll show you in a second with a little one. So yes, you can have them straight up because they're really quite tall. You can do also, they can have quite a bend. Get quite far over with it. So you could, if you wanted that overlap like this. Keep mine a bit more straight. And we'll pop that one next to our tall one. Just, aren't they just gorgeously slender? So there's our seed pods. Colouring them in with a couple of things. This is beige Kuretake number 72, and with this I'm kind of being a bit lazy with my colouring. Really, I'm just getting that beige down. Don't linger too long because this is multifarious card, and it just I don't know whether it's the amount of water or the colouring underneath, but if I hold it down it will get a bit darker. So that's the base, and then I pulled out a Mondeluz pencil. This is number 33. I'd call that dark brown. These don't have colours names on them. And I'm just going to give this a shade, I'm just adding a bit of depth to that pod, like so. Then I'm going to grab my Mondeluz white pen, just check it's doing okay, and I'm very, very lightly adding in some highlights. So kind of catching it, and then some dots at the top for the seed heady bit. Again, really lightly, I'm literally just catching it. Now you could obviously use a gel pen or a very fine white Posca. So there we go, we need punch. The middle sized punch is a set of 3 hole punches, just to make a hole there for some string. I'm using hemp cord and some gold Kuretake drop of shimmer. So let's give that a shake. So with this I'm going to get my paintbrush wet, dip it in. I'm trying to remember which way around I did. I think I did this at the edge first. So again, you can use a gold Posca probably to do this. I, as you know, love my gold ink. So I'm just brushing it over the edge. Hopefully you can see that. And then when it's when I've done all the way around, I will add my splatter. Now we've got a little bit of sparkle there. I don't know whether you can see it. That's because my stencil will have had it on this glitter from White Sparkle Mica Minerals. Blesses you again and again with its sparkle. There we go. Let's give, in fact, I'm just going to wet my brush a little bit just to give it a chance to splatter. So just splattering that ink around. I'm going to give that a blast just so that, just for speed purposes, the video really. There we go. And we need to grab some stickers from the Sentiments sticker set. Oh, what should we have on this one? I'm going to go inspirational. Can get it off. So all I'm doing is adding that along that edge. And we'll cut a snippet of this hemp cord. I mean, you can use whatever you've got, really. And pop that through the hole. And there we go. Another little tag to add to the collection. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a go and let me know how you get on. It'd be great. I mean, you can use all sorts of different shades of inks, and which will give a different look again. So, yeah, thanks for joining me.